Sid and Friends in the morning.
Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
J.T. McFarland was great. Stephen A. Smith. This guy's been my friend for 48 years. He's the best defense attorney in the country. He's also Mr. Army these days. And he's great on this show every Friday. And I think he's a Raiders fan. I'm pretty sure he is. So maybe he's excited. Before I get to that, I did mention last segment that you'd be surprised that Stephen A. Smith and Randy Levine, the president of the Yankees, have become good friends. I did say this earlier. Steve Cohen reached out to me yesterday, which was very nice. He didn't have to. He did. The owner of the New York Mets. And we had a great 15-minute phone call where he said to me, and I quote, "I want a relationship here. So I'm going to the Met-Yankee game in Queens on the 15th of May with Bill O'Reilly." And Cohen said, "You're sitting with me. You're going to be in my suite, and we're going to start this conversation," because he admitted basically that I'm a big voice in New York, if not the biggest. And he wants to have a good relationship. So it was a great phone call. I cannot share the specifics about all the subjects that have bothered me. We discussed all of them. But I will maybe at a later date. So just wanted Joseph to know, because he's a Met fan as well, that at the very least, Steve Cohen and I are on very good terms, Tack. Very good terms.
Yeah, I'm happy, sir. I want to talk to you about this. I really don't. This is such a strain in our relationship. You know, I love you and I care about you, but every time I see the Mets lose, which is every day.
They've won two straight.
I get mad. Yeah.
No, we won two straight.
I know we did.
We're going to the World Series. I said to Steve, I said, "Are you going to be mad when I come to that game and I come to your suite and I'm wearing a Greg Nettles jersey? Is that going to bother you?" So he didn't say.
No, you're not doing that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Just don't do that. It's not classy. Don't do that. Come on. You don't do that. I don't want you to do that. Representing us. You can't do that, brother, please.
It's so cute.
And it's crazy. I mean, you know the Yankees are kowtowing to AOC, right? I mean,
not
that's
really.
Their girl.
I know what that. Not really. That's a stretch.
There and stuff.
That's a stretch.
They must be anti-Semites, I guess. Or something.
You're funny. Are you still a Raiders fan?
Of course. You cannot. See, I'm not like you.
No. You weren't exactly like. No, you're exactly like me, because I remember a very young Joseph Tacopina getting pen marks on my father's Cadillac right after you got bar mitzvahed, who used to come to school wearing a Minnesota Viking Joe Sensor jersey.
Joe Sensor, but I was a tight end freak, and I played tight end for Polly. You know that, and Joe Sensor was my favorite tight end ever. So I love Joe Sensor.
I can't even remember that.
And Tarkington was awesome.
Yeah, there you go. You like the Vikings. Oh, you're Raiders fan. So you got to be thrilled that Mendoza's your new quarterback, right?
Finally. I mean, I saw Mark Davis and spoke to Mark at the national championship game, and I said, "Mark," and we talked, and Mark knows me for a while. I said, "Please, just draft Mendoza, right? We're doing that, right?" He's like, "Well, yeah, I'm going to leave it to the GM." But I said, "Mark," I said, "we're drafting Mendoza, right?" I was convinced we were going to draft the punter with the first pick of the draft up until yesterday. So I'm so happy.
Right.
I'm so happy.
No, they did good. But I do want to ask you quickly about, because you know this team better than anybody. You saw Mark Davis at the championship game. Let me remind folks, that was Miami against Indiana, and Joseph has a great relationship with the Hurricanes. Great. The kid the Giants shocked everybody. The guard the Giants took, number 10 overall, first-round pick. They traded Dexter Lawrence to Cincinnati to get this kid Magowie from the Hurricanes.
Mauigoa, yep.
How is he?
Mauigoa. He's amazing. Sid, I think he was the best offensive lineman in college last year. He is a rock. He's one of those Samoan beasts, like he's like a tree, but he's also a great guy and a leader. It was a really great pick. The Giants had a hell of a draft, by the way. And I just think that was a great pick. And by the way, I don't even want to say the U is back anymore, because back is not where we are. We're here. But we had 3 guys drafted in the first round. So
it was 3. You're right. It was 3. Yeah, that's a big deal. No, we're back.
Exactly. So
who's the quarterback again this year? We got somebody else good.
Mensa.
Oh, right,
Mensa from. Right. I was at the spring game last Saturday on the sidelines with Mario and the coaches and watching that thing. And this kid, oh my God, this kid looks amazing, bro. He looks amazing.
He came from Duke, right?
Duke, yeah. And he brought his 1,000-yard receiver with him, this little white guy.
Oh, wow.
Who looks like he should be in Glee Club.
Yeah.
But he's amazing too. I mean,
wow. All right, let's go Hurricanes.
So let's see.
All right, so that's all. That's all the good news. The bad news is that last I checked, you and I still love and live and work in a city where somebody like Ken Griffin, I know you know him, Joseph, where somebody like Ken Griffin is now a criminal. Only in this city, right?
It's just unreal. I mean, what Mandami did by going there and doing that little stunt of his, you know what Ken Griffin's done to the city, right? I mean, for the city. He has donated single-handedly to philanthropic causes to the tune of about $600 million.
Jeez.
In New York City, okay? He just purchased a home for what?
283, I think.
283.
Yeah.
283 million.
Right.
That's spending money in New York City, okay? Citadel, his company, and its affiliates have paid over $2.3 billion in taxes in the last 5 years, okay? So without guys like that, the taxing the rich, all that nonsense that he does, we would be hurting so badly. I mean, Citadel now is reconsidering a $6 billion New York City development project because of all this nonsense with Mandami. So that's really, really great. Isn't that really great that Mandami is making like a clown of himself?
Yeah, and by the way, not just the money, Joseph, $6 billion. And like you pointed out, people like him and my boss, love him, John Katzmatidis, Bill Ackman, they pay these taxes. His project at 350 Park, you're looking at the very least 6,000 construction workers, 15,000 total employees.
About that.
Right. Then you got people have to live here. They got to pay for that. They have to go to restaurants. The revenue above and beyond the actual project is all money for New York City. What is this guy doing?
It really threatens our core as a city. Basically what this says, New York City is the greatest city in the world. It's the global financial capital of the world. It's where, if you make it here, you can make it anywhere, right? Frank said that, Sinatra. So here's the crazy part. What this message sends, the one Mandami is given, is success in New York City is a liability, okay? It's a liability. And hedge funds are leaving. Banks are shrinking in presence. Talent is leaving. And talent follows money, by the way, right? So it's unbelievable when the great cities are in decline, and then you have someone like this. You don't grow a city by punishing the people funding the city, you idiot. Okay, it isn't taxing the rich; it's exporting the rich, because now we're making sure everyone who has the wherewithal to spend money in this great city has to leave. It's you can't run New York City like a protest movement. It's an economic engine.
I love that.
So disgusting.
I love that. Disgusting. Have you put that anywhere like you cannot run the city like a protest? I love that.
A protest movement. That's what he's running it like.
I know.
It's a protest movement. That's like that stunt he did yesterday to one of the city's great institutions, one of the great sort of contributors to the New York City philanthropic scene was ridiculous.
It was terrible.
And it's running the city like a protest movement. Exactly
I love that. I'm going to use that. I'm going to steal that from you. It's not just ridiculous. It's actually disgraceful. Ken Griffin is a terrific guy and a very successful guy, and we should be celebrating people who are successful and not treating them like they're criminals. I do want to get back to the war for a second. You've been great with this. I had KT McFarland on earlier. She's great, too. She worked for Trump. She worked for 4 presidents. She's on Fox News almost every day. She's on this show every Friday. I think she's great. But she is all in here. So I pointed out some of the things that was provided to me by a friend who happened to be at the Pentagon this week. That person will remain nameless. Talking about how the Strait of Hormuz wasn't an issue before. Now it is. How a nuclear weapon really wasn't on its way. Now it may be. All the 5 or 6 different things, I read them one by one, and her quote to me was, well, they're all untrue. Every one of those are untrue. I said, well, do you think that maybe the president keeps ceasefire, because, truth be told, he's not exactly sure what to do next, and maybe we're stuck? And she was revolted by that actual suggestion.
Really revolted?
Yeah.
Okay. So deadlines that keep moving don't pressure your adversary. They empower your adversary. Because how many times has the president said, if this doesn't happen, we're going to obliterate their civilization. We're going to, by this date. Last time it was by Tuesday night. If this isn't done, we're going to rain holy hell on them. We're going to put them back into the Stone Ages where they belong.
That was 17 days ago.
17 days ago.
That's right.
And Iran's sort of like laughing at us a little bit, right? They're making posts like going, oh, is that 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Indian time?
What?
It's like.
They did that, really?
Yeah, they did. They posted it in response to that threat because they knew it wasn't going to happen. I mean, if they were really scared, they wouldn't be mocking that threat. And what's happening is every time we keep doing this, every time we keep moving away, it chips away at deterrence. because now our red lines look flexible. Like these end of the world deadlines look flexible. And once your adversary believes you won't act decisively, you've already lost ground. So the extension of this ceasefire with Iran is being sold as stability, but it's actually the opposite to me. It's a sign that there's really no clear path forward, because when you have leverage, you don't extend, you conclude, you dictate the terms.
Right.
I mean, I remember President Trump saying, there's no negotiation here. This is a complete and total surrender. They will surrender to all of our terms.
Right.
And now we're trying to negotiate with them, and because we haven't done it, we're going to now extend it again for another 3 weeks, and I guarantee you that's going to be extended again.
I agree.
Because what we can't do is keep doing this. We can't keep fighting. We're in a war that has no end in sight. And Sid, I'm telling you, this comes from the real war fighters that I'm talking from, right? We're in a pickle here. We really are. Okay, this is not something where we have the ability to just go in there and obliterate them, because we can't. We're in a massive hole financially also. Don't forget, we're out of ammunition. Okay? The war is burning. Listen to this number. They're burning at roughly $1 billion dollars per day.
No.
Okay? Sid, I swear.
That's our cost?
These are Pentagon numbers. $1 billion a day. In 6 days, we spent over $11.3 billion. And that was only partial accounting. It doesn't include all the pre-war buildup, the troop deployment, the long-term replacement costs. It's just crazy. This isn't a war. This is like a financial freefall with no ceiling.
Oh my God!
And it's scary. And that's we're in this predicament. And I don't care what Kate McFarland says. I respect her and all. But if right now, if we can get this from Iran, if we can get, they don't control the Strait anymore. Their oil is sanctioned, and they will not build nuclear weapons.
They won't enrich uranium, right?
Right. So, and all the U.S. bases in the Gulf become assets again, not liabilities.
Right.
If we got those three things, we win.
Not really. See, not even then. I disagree. What about the IRGC? What about the IRGC? What about those psychos who'll still be in charge? They'll just do the same thing in 10 years.
The regime change. There is no regime change there. What are you kidding me?
Well, you got to go and kill all these IRGC guys. You got to take them out. I'm sorry. You got to kill them.
They're embedded in the society there.
I know.
We're never changing it, right?
Yeah.
We're never changing it. And by the way, I thought we weren't supposed to do that, right? I thought that was the new promise, because I've watched a lot of clips and footage where everyone in this administration, from the president to the vice president to the Sec of War to Tulsi Gabbard, all these people saying the same thing. We're not fighting other countries' wars anymore. We're not fighting stupid, endless wars where we spend.
Well, see, but this wasn't a stupid war, and they started it 47 years ago. I just don't know if we ever really had a great plan from the beginning.
No, we definitely didn't have a great plan in the beginning. No. Because if you have a great plan in the beginning, you protect your bases and your embassies. First move. Second move, you secure the Strait before you go in, not after you go in.
Right.
And because we didn't secure our bases and embassies, we lost a lot of human life, American lives, and our bases and embassies are gone. They're liabilities now. They're not our stranglehold anymore. And the Strait is now, we're negotiating, and now they're putting landmines down, maybe, or mines under the Strait. I mean, it's
a mess. Yeah.
It's a mess. It is a mess, and I'm telling you, we have an ammunition problem.
Okay. No, I believe it, and they don't, because they're getting.
They don't.
I don't know. The Russians. I keep reading every day. NBC. Hey, whatever Pete Hegg said, it's not true. They are fine. They've got plenty of weaponry. They're not running out.
I saw that today. He said they're a pirate ship army. No, they're not.
They're not. Right. Well, good thing you're here to tell the truth. I got to run, but these appearances with you on Friday, I got to be honest, because I bring on a lot of people. I love them, and a lot of them just kind of toe the line. And I know you love Trump. You've represented him twice in legal battles, and you guys are close. But you come every Friday with the real information, and it's important. So I love you. Thank you.
Bad advice too, Sid. So, and that's why I'm here. I don't put this on the president. I mean, he's got people who are supposed to know this and give him the real advice.
Right.
And he's got some bad advice.
Get down to you in there. And you too. I don't know. Give up the law stuff and just become like some type of, army macha. I don't know.
Listen, service to this country comes above all for me. So
I know.
Whatever I can do, I would do. You know that.
Joe, I love you. Great job. Amazing job, actually. Thank you so much, buddy. Great job.
Okay, brother.
Take care. He's terrific, isn't he? Defense attorney Joseph Tacopina will take a break. Normie's got the news. Scott Lebedo still to come.
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?